right, we're going to open the board meeting. We apologize for any technical difficulties we're having here. All our participants and the agenda. So this is the regular board meeting of January 27th, 2023. Projects and some other.
So, Deb, can we have the roll call?
Sure. Ms. Barron?
Here.
Ms. Christel?
Here.
Mr. Domal?
Here.
Ms. Lieber?
Here.
Dr. Moreau?
Here.
Mr. Shuley?
Here.
Ms. Strasburger? Here. All board members are present.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any speakers for public comment?
There is no registered public comment for today.
All right. We'll first part of the agenda here, we'll look at the approval of the minutes of December 16th, 2022. May I have a motion?
So moved, BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Erica. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes of December 16th, 2022, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the minutes are approved. Confirmation of CEO approvals. That is what? What are we doing with the CEO? Okay. Oh, that's part of the agenda now. Okay. Well, Will isn't here. Are there any board members that had any objections to the approvals that Will signed off as part of his signing authority?
No objection.
May I have a motion?
So moved, Audrey Morrell.
Is there a second?
Second to approve.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the expense reports that Will approved, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Are there any abstentions?
No.
Very good. All right, so we'll move to reports and updates. We'll start with the finance department. Mr. Barca.
Morning, members of the PWSA board. Included in your board packet is the finance report through December 31st, 2022. Within the report, you'll see that the final 2022 year-to-date receipts were approximately $197 million, representing a 5.2% or a $9.7 million increase in receipts as compared to the prior year. While it is negligible, I would like to point out that PWSA's final 2022 receipts did fall short of the projected 2022 budget by 0.5% or approximately $1 million. Final 2022 operating expenditures were approximately $191 million, representing a 6% or $11 million increase in expenditures as compared to the prior year. On a budgetary basis, final 2022 operating expenditures fell short by 0.8% or approximately $1.6 million. PWSA ended 2022 with a cash basis year-end surplus of $5.8 million, which compares favorably to the $5.2 million surplus that was budgeted. As a result of this surplus, I am happy to report that PWSA satisfied all legal bond covenants for the year, while also bolstering our cash balance, which will help better manage the current economic conditions, specifically around inflation and supply chain issues. Final 2022 cash basis capital expenditures were approximately $114 million. This represents the fourth consecutive year that capital expenditures exceeded $100 million. This achievement does highlight PWSA's commitment of investing the necessary dollars to repair, rebuild, and maintain its water, wastewater, and stormwater systems. At this time, I will turn it back over to the board and answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Mr. Barca?
I would just say good report, and it hits me every time we hear the report about the significant investment that is being made in structure and water reliability. And the numbers tell the story, and Barry is what you're going to work. So nice job.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Ed. Next, we have the engineering department. Mr. King. Yes.
Getting more comments.
Yes.
Good morning, Chair Shuley and members of our board. This morning, I will begin with a brief update on our drinking water programs. Lead service lines continue to be replaced throughout the city through the active small diameter water main replacement program and lead service line replacements projects. The grand total number of LSLRs completed between July 1st, 2016 and January 20th, 2023 across all contracts and operations is 9,935 public and 6,833 private side replacements. We are closely approaching the 10,000 public lead service line replacement marker. The current small diameter water main contracts are now between 56% and 98% complete, with the cumulative replacement of more than 29,100 linear feet or 5.5 miles of water main throughout Pittsburgh. With respect to our water reliability program, PWSA received the PADP operating permits for the completed Rising Main number 3 on December 12th, 2022, and completed the Highland 2 reservoir permit on January 9th, 2023, with operations returning the Highland 2 reservoir back into service on January 19th. Both projects were completed on schedule in advance of the effective PADP consent order deadlines. These projects restored minimal useful lives of 50 years and 25 years to the Highland number 2 reservoir and Rising Main number 3 respectively. As for the next 2 projects under construction, work is underway on both the Rising Main number 4 rehabilitation and replacement project and the Highland Reservoir Supply and Rising Main projects. For the Rising Main number 4, the shop drawing process is underway, anticipated to be completed by mid-April 2023. The pipelining work is anticipated to begin in early April, and pipe replacement work is scheduled to begin in early May, and both efforts are scheduled to be completed by December 2023. For the Highland Reservoir Supply and Rising Main projects, shop drawing process is nearly complete and work has started on the sewer rehabilitation on Mellon Terrace, which will continue through mid-February. The construction efforts for the supply main will be completed between February and September of 2023, and the rising mains will be completed between February and May of 2023. Final construction is anticipated to be complete in November. As for the WRP projects that are currently in design, an all-person, in-person all-day constructability review meeting was completed between PWSA and our operations staff, the design consultants, and our third-party constructability review consultant on January 18th, 2023, reviewing the comments on the updated 90% drawings for our Aspinwall pump station improvements, Brecken pump station improvements, as well as the Clearwell emergency response projects. Permitting continues for all WRP projects currently under design, which the PADP public water supply construction permit applications, as well as our NPDES general permit applications and our Pennsylvania State Historic Preservation Office reviews are all in progress for our ABC projects, as well as the Aspinwall pump station to the Lamford Reservoir Rising Main project. Finally, the Highland Reservoir pump station project design is being finalized at this time for bid in March of 2023. Regarding our sewer programs, I'd like to note that the phase 2 of the sewer replacement on Fuchsia Way has been completed, and all that remains is phase 3 of that work. Finally, I did want to acknowledge the project team for several projects, as well as individual staff members who have received awards from various organizations over the past several months. As for the individual awards, congratulations to Anna Bennett in engineering for receiving the 2022 Young Government Civil Engineer of the Year Award from ASCE, as well as former PWSA staff member Rick Obermeyer receiving the 2022 Service to the People Award, also from ASCE. As for project awards, congratulations to the entire PWSA project team, as well as our consultants and contractors for the Highland Reservoir #2 liner and cover replacement project, receiving the 2022 Award of Merit from ASCE. The entire project team of the PWSA staff, Alcosan staff, consultants, and contractors have also had a triple award receipt for the M29 Outfall Improvements Project, 2022 ESWP, Engineering Society of Western Pennsylvania, Project of the Year Award for Water and Wastewater category will be awarded during a banquet on March 9th. ASCE awarded the 2023 Diamond Award for Engineering Excellence under the Waste and Stormwater category during a banquet last night. And a Project of the Year honorable mention was bestowed on M29 for the rehab category from Trenchless Technology Magazine. This concludes the Department of Engineering report. I'll turn it back over to the board for any questions.
Any questions or comments for Mr. King? Well, I know you modestly left out your own award, Barry, as from ASCE. So congratulations to you, your staff. Obviously, the accolades that we're receiving, not only from our staff, but also from our projects, makes us all very proud. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move to the Chief Environmental Compliance and Ethics Officer report.
All right, thank you very much. Today you get a joint remarks from both myself as well as the CEO, Will. So Will Pickering was invited here this week to attend an event at the White House today, where we anticipate the EPA and the Vice President's office will be announcing a partnership on lead in drinking water, which PWSA has been invited to attend. So Will went down there today to attend that on behalf of the authority. As you're aware, Barry just reported, PWSA has been consistently working to remove our lead service lines and optimize our corrosion control in our distribution system. So along those lines, we did just complete a round of our semi-annual lead testing for the last 6 months of 2022. The results of that lead testing show that our 90th percentile was 5 parts per billion. So this is 3 times below the federal and state action levels of 15 parts per billion, and continues to demonstrate our progress in controlling lead in our distribution system. Barry also reported on the lead service line removal and replacement projects, which continue to make progress as we are nearing about 10,000 service lines having been replaced on the public side. In addition to that, another notable item in our corrosion control lead service line work is at the end of 2022, we submitted our lead service line inventory to DEP. This fulfilled a requirement of our 2017 consent order and is also well ahead of what other utilities are required to in the state. They don't need to complete that until October of 2024. So we're a couple of years in advance in fulfilling that lead service line inventory submittal. Related to environmental compliance, a couple of brief updates for the board today. We did complete our 2nd annual environmental compliance audit at the water treatment plant at the end of last year. That audit was performed by an independent third party and provided their findings and recommendations to us, which will allow us to continue to advance our environmental compliance programs. That audit is available publicly at our website at pgh2o.com. Also, as we reported in December last month, we did complete our annual review of some of our codes and policies, in particular the Code of Conduct or Code of Ethics, non-retaliation and whistleblower policies. And right now we're currently working through our annual employee and board member acknowledgement of these policies, as well as some other key organizational policies. We're about halfway through, and we also have about half of our staff having completed this effort, and continue to work with our HR group to get that completed through our learning management system. Finally, I think some staff notes are in order. I appreciate the comments that Barry had in regards to the recent awards at the 2022 ASCE People Awards, and also congratulate Barry as well as Anna and Rick on those. We also, though, would like to recognize all of our staff in general. They work tirelessly throughout the year to help maintain and operate our drinking water system, wastewater, and our stormwater infrastructure. But I wanted to just, I guess, take a moment for some special thanks to the efforts of staff over the holidays. So if you recall back to the end of the year, we had a very cold snap. Things got very cold, some high winds. And during that time, members of our treatment plant operation, our field crews, as well as customer service and dispatch, continued to respond, sometimes away from their families through the holidays, to make sure that we maintained our water services. And a number of those individuals put in a lot of long hours being called out on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, to take care of some of those things so that our customers can continue to receive service. So a special thank you that Will and I would like to extend to them. And lastly, if our technology will work, we do have some Employee Excellence Awards for the month. And I wanted to turn that over to Logan, our Chief People and Culture Officer, to present those Excellence Awards, if that's okay. So,
And we are up and running.
We're up and running.
We're up and running.
Okay, very good. All right, so so Logan, you have the floor.
Yes, can everybody hear me? It looks like Peg is saying yes. Can everybody in person hear me?
We can't hear them.
Can anybody hear me in person? Deb, let me know when you want me to keep trying.
plug your headphone jack, would it come through your speakers?
I can't hear.
Deb, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Logan.
All right, so everybody can hear me?
Mute yourself, Deb.
Go ahead.
All right, so good morning, members of the board and the public. I'm honored to present our Employee Excellence Awards for this first board meeting of 2023 in CEO Pickering's absence. As a reminder, to start off the year, these Excellence Awards are a way to recognize and reward employees who have made exceptional contributions to the organization. These awards can be given for a variety of reasons, such as outstanding performance, excellent customer service, or exceptional teamwork. And the goal of the Employee Excellence Awards is to recognize and motivate employees to continue to excel in their work while also promoting a positive and productive work culture. So for today's awards, we start with Karen Ramsky, who's the Administrative Assistant in Customer Service. Karen has been with customer service since June of 2022, and she has already made an outstanding impact on her colleagues and the administrative support team, as well as customer service in that short time. Karen has assisted Deb Gibson in numerous capacities, including assisting with training our new receptionist on her duties and managing customers and handling the mail sort and delivery process. She also takes on additional duties in customer service and has proven to be patient, reliable, and hardworking. She makes everyone feel welcome and does whatever she can to assist, including adjusting her shift and staying late when necessary to get the job done. And additionally, she strives to enhance our employee engagement efforts by recently volunteering to decorate 1200 Penn Avenue atrium for the recent holiday season. Her dedication in providing support to our customers and her positive spirit gives encouragement to others and makes her deserving of this recognition. So congratulations to Karen. Also in customer service, we would like to recognize our dispatch team, specifically Shannon Deasy, Deborah Kenny, Amber Smith, Toya Smith, and Tyrone Williams. Our dispatch team has succeeded against all odds in the greater part of 2022 with only 5 active employees to cover shifts for 24 hours each day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The dispatch have maintained an astonishing average of 97% call handling rate and a 22-second speed of answer for the year. They band together to make certain that every shift is covered, even if that meant working multiple 16-hour shifts per week, to ensure that our customers' water and sewer emergencies were handled. Having such dedicated, empathetic, and knowledgeable employees makes Dispatch Coordinator Maria proud to call these 5 dispatchers members of her team. So we recognize them for going above and beyond, and we look forward to 2023 when a dispatcher in training will be ready to provide support. Congratulations to our dispatch team. Our last award for this morning goes to Jim Tracy, Fleet and Contract Administrator, who is scheduled to retire on March 1st. Jim Tracy has been with PWSA for 15 years, serving in a number of different roles. He worked as the Assistant Supervisor of Customer Service from 1987 to 1994. Jim came back to work for the authority in 2013, customer service roles and procurement roles before taking on his current role as Fleet and Contract Administrator in 2017. Under his leadership, Jim was able to rebuild PWSA's fleet using industry best practices that have ultimately resulted in better services for PWSA's ratepayers. Jim's positive contributions to PWSA will be felt long after his retirement, and PWSA cannot thank him enough for that. I want to personally thank these employees for their hard work and dedication while also promoting a positive and productive work culture. These individuals provide motivation and inspiration to others to continue to excel in their work. I look forward to PWSA leadership bringing to the board of directors and members of the public more employees in 2023 to continue creating a more engaged and motivated workforce, which is recognized and rewarded for their excellence, which also in turn can lead to increased productivity, improved customer satisfaction, and overall business success. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right, thank you, Logan. Congratulations to those employees. I hope with our technical difficulties, they were able to participate in the meeting and hear their names and the acknowledgement that our executive team has. And I guess if in different times you would be here personally and we would get to see you, but we'll have to congratulate you virtually here for the fine work that you've done. Are there any questions for Mr. Saderi, either on his environmental compliance report or in his Chief Executive Officer's report?
No questions.
Good job, Frank. Thank you. Thanks for filling in. All right, we'll move to resolutions. Resolution number 1, the first of the new year of 2023. Mr. Barca.
There it is. Resolution number 1, authorizing the financial assistance application and a letter of no prejudice to be submitted to the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority for the 2023 through 2025 small and large sewer rehabilitation programs in the total amount of $59,136,000.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved, BJ.
Thank you, BJ. Is there a second?
Second, Erica. Second,
Thank you, Erica. Any discussion? So, this is in addition to all of the other PennVest grants and loans that we received in 2022. So this is the first one of 2023. Are we expecting more this year?
We are. So this is the first application for 23. As you said, Chair Schuler, we're also going to submit future applications for additional lead replacements, our small diameter water program. There may be others as well that we're investigating now, but really as a continuation of the progress we've made with PennVest, we're going to continue to tap those funds given its benefits.
Well, congratulations again to your team. Been an impressive record of loans and grants. And as Erica says, we like the grants better than we like the loans, but
me too.
We appreciate what your team is doing. And I'm sure our ratepayers appreciate the fact that we're able to keep the rates down and continue with these important projects. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
All in favor of resolution number 1, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Are there any abstentions? All right, resolution number 1 is approved. We move to resolution number 2, Barry.
Resolution number 2 is a request for the board's approval of a change order of a professional services agreement for engineering services for the 2019 chlorine booster station improvements project to Mott McDonald Incorporated in the amount of $252,992.31. This project involved the upgrading of sodium hypochlorite feed systems for booster chlorination at 6 remote sites. Liquid sodium hypochlorite is currently being used at all of our sites. 2 alternative technologies for the chlorine feed equipment improvements were investigated under the preliminary design, with either an upgraded version of the existing bulk liquid hypochlorite storage and dosing technology, or a new alternative technology, the calcium hypochlorite solid tablet system. In July 2021, the team decided to pursue furthering the design of the tablet system. Since that time, PWSA has concurrently upgraded existing bulk liquid sodium hypochlorite stations by modifying the pumps and improving the connectivity to the SCADA system. These improvements addressed previous concerns with the bulk liquid systems and demonstrated that a change to the tablet system was no longer considered necessary. Therefore, PWSA is requesting the consultant to modify their design for the 6 stations to shift to the liquid systems instead of the tablet systems. Staff recommends the board approve this change order.
All right, thank you. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Peg.
Is there a second?
Peg has seconded.
Peg is seconded. All right, thank you. Any discussion?
Question so I can visualize this better. Is chlorine in either form stored on site at the towers?
So it's for the 6 respective sites. They are stored on site adjacent the storage facility.
So for the tablets with some kind of screw feeder system envisioned? Or...
Correct.
Okay, I think that's a good change.
Thank you.
And Barry, you foresee the liquid as being long-term?
I do.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 2, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed?
No.
Are there any abstentions?
No.
All right, resolution number 2 is approved. Resolution number 3, Barry.
Resolution 3 is a request for the board's approval to award a change order of a capital contract for the construction of the water treatment plant filter building sodium hypochlorite improvements general mechanical contract to Kokosing Industrial Incorporated in the amount of $407,526. As to the background briefly, during excavation for the exterior fill station outside of the west end of the filter building, a sinkhole was discovered. The sinkhole contained old construction debris, which had been contaminated with asbestos. This change order is for the proper handling and excavation and disposal of the contaminated soil. Staff recommends the board approve this change order.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved, Dr. Morrell.
Thank you,
Dr.
Erica.
Morrell, so moved.
All right, so we have a second. Erica?
Mhm.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, try to picture. Is this located west side, like at sort of the southern end of the site or the north end?
It's more towards the northern portion of the west end of the building.
Okay.
So where that ramp comes down into the building and the garage door is.
Is there any way to sort of date the origin of this material?
It's the historic structure that existed there at the time when that filter building was constructed back. So I would say I don't know the exact construction date of the original facility, but it was interned probably in the 60s.
How much tons or pounds or whatever parts are we talking about?
I'm gonna ask to phone a friend. Frank, do you have any concept? I never saw the numbers on what they've identified.
I have the number, but not on the top of my head. It was basically the grass area between the 2 driveways, as Barry said, going down into the filter building.
Yeah.
And about 5 to 6 feet deep to get below the grade where that material was. So.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 3, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All All right, resolution number 3 is approved. Resolution number 4, Barry.
Resolution number 4 is a request for the board's approval to award an operating contract for the construction of the 2023 manhole and point repair contract to M. O'Haron Company in the amount of $1,812,305. Just for background, this is an annual indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, as we always say, IDIQ contract that involves the repair of existing sewers and installation of manholes, catch basins, and inlets within our public sewer system throughout the city. Contractors were asked to bid on estimated material quantities that are based on our historical usage. Staff recommends the board approve this award.
Very good. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, Peg.
Peg McCormick.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 4, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Are there any abstentions? Resolution number 4 is approved. Resolution number 5, Barry.
Resolution 5 is a request for the board's approval to award 2 capital contracts for the construction of the 2023 catch basin and inlet replacement project to A. Moranti Contracting and Michael Fasciano Contracting Incorporated in the amounts of $6,672,862.50 and $8,098,825 respectively, and a professional services agreement for construction management and construction inspection services to Johnson, Merriam, and Thompson, JMT, in the amount of $1,031,376.76. This is another IDIQ contract that is for the replacement of the catch basins and inlets throughout the city. It is estimated that 1,200 catch basins and or inlets will be addressed under these 2 contracts. Staff recommends the board approve these awards.
Thank you. May I have a motion? Thank you, Erica. Is there a second?
Second, Peg.
Mike, thank you, Mike. Any discussion?
I have a question. So I'm obviously supportive of continuing to improve and repair our catch basins throughout the city. Approximately 25,000 in the service area.
Yes.
Now, I know that we have our stormwater plan out for public comment right now, and hopefully as we implement that and continue to work to address stormwater, there will be increasingly diminished pressure put on the catch basins, right? During heavy rain events. That said, are we at the point where there's technology that if we have a budget for in particular areas prone to flooding during heavy rain events, that say, the new type of catch basin that we know is helpful because it catches the debris rather than allowing it to flow down into our storm system, would just somehow through a water sensor or other technology open up to during those events where a huge amount of debris is covering it and therefore not allowing the water to enter, not because of any maintenance issue, just purely because of the size of the storm washing debris and leaves. It's something that I've noticed in neighborhoods that are prone to flooding, previously weren't prone to flooding, but are now because of just the increased severity of our storms. Say it's flush with the street for now, could it somehow, open up in a certain way to allow that water in during those heavy rain events? Does that technology exist, and would we ever consider installing that in select locations?
So there are different implementations that can be done. Our staff is looking at that as part of our stormwater planning and trying to evaluate the applicability for Pittsburgh, given some of our topography and some of the other spatial constraints within the right of way. But those are definite considerations of improvement that we are looking to make over time. So we can report to the board in future on how some of those might be implemented.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a couple of questions, Barry. So how does the work get divided between Moranti and Michael Fasciano of the 1,200 you're anticipating?
To start out, it's going to be an equal split given portions of the districts that they will be working in. but it's anticipated that roughly 600 each at this point. And depending on how the budgeting goes and the work gets completed, there may be a slight shift to one or the other, but overall it should be roughly divided down the middle.
I guess, tagging on to what Erica was saying. So the old manholes and catch basins that are out there, when they get replaced in kind with the new design. And most
Correct.
of that is within the right of way. So it's not
Yes.
like at a low point where everything has to funnel in, where this is actually in the right of way. And what's been our observation of the new design, you know, in terms of efficiency?
New design is definitely more maintainable, more functional. It has a performance that's improved above what we have seen on the historic old basins. So part of the other opportunity that exists that's outside of our control is always the given topography, the grade and slope of the asphalt surrounding it. So that's still a challenge that these see, but taking that out of consideration, it's definitely an improvement in function.
Very good, thank you. Any other discussion? Go ahead, Mike.
I haven't seen 16.C in vote before on 24-hour bailout, but I'm compromising their future competitiveness. Can you roughly kind of explain why they decided to withdraw?
I will need to get back to you on that. A, because I didn't fully hear the question because of the jet that is next to me. I apologize for that. And B, I might need to confirm with my staff. So we can follow up after the meeting. I'll like to get that clearly.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 5, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Any abstentions?
No.
All right, resolution number 5 is approved. Last resolution of this morning, Barry, resolution number 6.
Resolution number 6 is a request for the board's authorization of the chief executive officer to execute a memorandum of understanding for a sewer improvement project in the M42 Streets Run sewer shed with the Baldwin Borough, Brentwood Borough, and West Mifflin Sanitary Sewer Municipal Authority, as well as Whitehall Borough. This recommended MOU for the sewer improvement project reflects the technical updates relative to our Alcosan Grow Grant funding award, permitting and bidding phase services findings that have been identified. As part of the sewer improvements project, Glass Run, Streets Run sewer line will be rehabilitated, and per our cooperation agreement with the Borough of Baldwin that we signed in December 17th, 2021, PWSA will be responsible for 10% of the costs of the maintenance and related activities. Staff recommends that the board approve this MOU.
Very good. May I have a motion?
So moved, Audrey Morel.
Dr. Moreau. BJ.
Very good. Any discussion? All those in favor of resolution number 6, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 6 is approved. Are there any other matters to come before the board today? Well, as Frank alluded to in his substitute remarks for our CEO, Will Pickering, we're all very proud of the fact that Will be representing PWSA at the White House today as part of a function with Vice President Kamala Harris on the federal government's initiative to get the lead out. And as we mentioned it during the executive session, we're all very proud as we've seen some of the numbers of where PWSA has been with our lead containment. We heard today that we're approaching 10,000 lines that are being replaced. It's quite a story, quite a model. I believe Will have some remarks to be made at the function, which is pretty exciting. When Erica and BJ and I talked to him yesterday, we told him to make us all proud. So we're all excited about it. And as we know that Will is the face out there for PWSA, but it doesn't happen without all of the work from all of the departments, all of the staff, everybody in the field, at the plant, in the yards, It really is a team effort, and I'm sure Will acknowledge that. And I just want to, on behalf of the board, pass along our congratulations for a pretty cool event. I'll be really curious to hear the details from Will when he gets back, and hopefully he'll share it with the board at the next meeting. So pretty interesting and cool stuff. Congrats to all. Are there any other comments? All right, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Good. All right, meeting is adjourned.